Solving and writing proportions. A proportion is two equivalent ratios of fractions. So if I have 1/2 equal to 5/10, 1/2 is a fraction or a ratio, 5/10 is a fraction or a ratio. When we set them equal to each other, we call that a proportion. And the way we check to see that they're proportional is we cross multiply. We would take 1 times 10, which is 10. Is that equal to 2 times 5, which is 10? So they are proportional. So tell whether the ratios are proportional. So go ahead and try 1 and 2. So number 1, we cross multiply. 8 times 45 is equal to 9 times 40. 360 is equal to 360. So yes, these two ratios are proportional. In the second example, we have 4 times 20 equal to 12 times 7. 4 times 20 is 80. 12 times 7 is 84. 80 is not equal to 84, so they are not proportional. Number 3. A particular shade of paint is made by mixing 2 shades of red paint and 5 parts blue paint. To make this shade, Jackson mixed 7 quarts of red paint and 17.5 quarts of blue paint. Did he mix the correct shade? So with a word problem, we want to first think about what are the 2 things we're comparing. In this case, we're comparing red paint and blue paint. So by mixing 2 parts of red paint to 5 parts of blue paint, is that the same? Is that equivalent to 7 parts of red paint and 17.5 parts of blue paint? Go ahead and try that one. So 2 times 17.5 is equal to 5 times 7. 35 is equal to 35. Yes, it is. So those are proportional, so he did mix the correct shade. All right, number 4 and 5, we're solving for x. We have proportions here. Go ahead and try that. So 3x equals 45, x equals 15, and negative 5x equals 12, so x equals negative 12/5. Go ahead and try number 6 and 7. Negative 4x equals 63, x equals negative 63/4. 52x equals 130, x equals 5/2. So we're going to write a proportion for each situation below and then solve. The ratio of teachers to students at the middle school is 1 to 12. If there are 1,080 students at the school, how many teachers are there? So as working with word problems, go ahead and write the 2 things we're comparing. We're comparing the number of teachers to the number of students. So there's a ratio of 1 teacher to 12 students. There's 1,080 students, so x is what we're solving for. How many teachers are there? 12x equals 1,080. Divide each side by 12, and x equals 90 teachers. Four gallons of gasoline weigh 25 pounds. How much does 15 gallons of gasoline weigh? So go ahead and try that one. So we're talking about gallons of gasoline and how much they weigh. So gallons compared to pounds. So 4 gallons weighs 25 pounds. 15 gallons, how many pounds does that weigh? So 4x equals 25 times 15, which is 375. Divide each side by 4. X equals 93.75 pounds. So in this instance, I'm using a decimal because I'm going to refer to the weight as a decimal, not as an improper fraction. Number 3, on a certain day, the exchange rate was 100 US dollars for 74 euros. How many US dollars were 481 euros that day? So go ahead and try that one on your own. So we're comparing dollars to euros. So $100 to 74 euros. How many dollars were 481 euros? So let's cross multiply here. And we get 74x equals 48,100 euros, or so, whatever, euros. And then we divide each side by 74. And x equals $650. So we're solving for dollars. Right, number 4, the Photoshop can develop 1,024 photos in 8 hours. At this rate, how long will it take to develop 160 photos? So go ahead and try that one on your own. So we are comparing the number of photos to hours. 1,024 photos, 8 hours. How long will it take to develop? How many hours? Unknown. 160 photos. So we have 1,024x is equal to 1,280. We're going to divide each side by 1,024. And it's going to take 1.25 hours.